Hello everyone and welcome back. Today is November 7th, 2025, a lovely Friday. Then you know what that means. It's time to dive into another trending article from the archives. Alright, let's see what we've got today. This one looks super interesting. The title is Step-Audio-EditX Technical Report. The curl is cheap but yaxley or in very thought 11.3600. Okay, so Step-Audio-EditX. Let's break this down. This paper is all about a new AI model that can edit audio. But not just in the way you'd edit a track in Audacity. We're talking about editing the very soul of the audio. The emotion, the speaking style, of all that good stuff. You've probably heard of those amazing text-to-speech. Where its technology's right. Like, you give it a few seconds of my voice, and boom, it can make me say anything. This is called say shots. But there's a catch. These models are great at copying the timbre of my voice, but they also copy the emotion and style from that original clip. So, I give it a sample of me sounding really happy. The AI version of me will sound happy no matter what I ask it to say. It's kind of stuck with one vibe. You can't just tell it, hey, now say this sentence. That sounds really sad and disappointed. The AI just gets confused. This is where Step-Audio-EditX comes in, and it's pretty genius. Instead of trying to do super complicated stuff with the keys internal brain, like some other methods do, they took a much simpler data-driven approach. They call large learning. Basically, they created a ton of training data pairs. Imagine two audio clips. They had the exact same words spoken by the same person. But in one, the person sounds completely neutral. And on the other, they sound incredibly happy, or angry, or like they're whispering. The difference margin between the two is huge. By feeding the AI countless examples like this, it learns to separate the words from the emotion. It starts to understand what happiness sounds like, independent of what's being said. This is a huge pivot from how people used to tackle this. And the best part is, it's iterative. That means you can take a piece of audio and say, make this a little bit sadder, and then you can take that output and say, okay, now make it even sadder. You can dial the emotion up or down step by step, which is just incredible for fine tuning. Why did the audio wave break up with the sine wave? It said, you're just too predictable and have no depth. To edit? Depth. Okay, moving on. So, how could we actually use this in our everyday lives? Oh, the possibilities are wild. Let's think of first, video games. Imagine talking to a character in a game and me model. Right now, their lines are all pre-rated. But with this tech, their dialogue could be generated on the fly, and their emotional tone could change based on your actions. If you surprise them, they could sound genuinely shocked. If you make them angry, you'd hear the rage build in their voice, not just some generic angry line. Immersion will be a whole new level. Second, let's talk about music and audio production. A podcast editor could use this to clean up audio in a new way. The paper mentions something called paralinguistic editing. This means editing things like laughter, sighs, or filler words like luncheon. You could remove an awkward laugh and then instruct the AI. Then insert a more natural sounding laugh a few seconds later. Or for a singer's vocal track, producer could subtly tweak the emotional delivery to be more passionate or vulnerable, without needing the artist to do another take. Then a third one, voice technology and accessibility. Think about it, Gucci. You could have an AI narrative that you can customize. Maybe you want the voice to sound more excited during action scenes, or more somber during sad parts. You could control that. For screen readers for the visually impaired, user could adjust the speaking speed without it sounding like a distorted robot. The AI could slow down and still sound perfectly natural. Now, how does it stack up against the competition? The paper pulls no punches here. They compared Step-Audio-EditX to big pounced sword models. From companies like OpenAI, 11 Labs, and others, and results are pretty clear. In tests, Step-Audio-EditX was better at controlling emotion. But here's the really wild part. They took the audio generated by these other top-tier models, and then used Step-Audio-EditX to edit it. And in almost every case, a single round of editing made the audio from the other models significantly better at conveying the target emotion or style. It's like a universal audio emotion enhancer, and it's not just for emotions and speaking styles. The paper says this large emotion approach can be extended to all sorts of things. I already mentioned speed editing temporalistas, but they also built tools for the nasal and silence trimming. So if your original voice sample has some background noise, the AI can learn to generate a clean version, effectively removing the noise while keeping the voice characteristics. So in conclusion, what we have here is a really powerful and surprisingly simple idea that unlocks a new level of control over synthetic speech by focusing on creating high-quality data with big differences. They've built a model that can not only generate expressive speech, but also edit and refine it iteratively. This is a huge step forward for making AI voices sound less like robots and more like us. Super cool stuff.